What in the world is that? Sheesh. Alright, welcome back to another reaction video. Today we're going to dive in about these Nephilims, man, because I think that not for nothing that these guys are related to like the basketball players, the football players, any tall descendant on the planet. I think these dudes is related to them. Now they say that the Nephilims are the fallen angels, the 200 fallen angels that fell to the planet, that had raped the women and all of that and gave them babies and everything. I'm not sure, but we're gonna dive into this, man. Stick around. Hit that like button on the way and subscribe to the channel if it's your first time in here. Let's dive into this. All these movies be telling the truth too. You gotta pay attention to these movies. It's a whole fact. Ancient giants rise, tales of old and true. Traces left from earth and stone. What's going on here? This looks like a movie they probably making. But these guys is tall. Now look at this is crazy. I just thought they was like 7-8 feet. This guy's like 150 feet. Look at this. This explains why those doorways and all those ruins be so big. They wouldn't have been able to get in there. That's crazy. Them dudes is huge. Guess that's coming soon.
Bro, look at all these huge swords that they have been finding underground, y'all. Now they're saying it's dated back to 33,000 years, but who knows, honestly. I feel like they're just putting dates in these things now.
Crazy.
See, I told you, this is why the movie like Barbies exists. It shows you like we're literally the dolls of the giants. You know, we're literally like the puppets, the as above so below. We're the puppets of the giants, the little dolls, the little action figures. Cause look at this. Cause ain't nowhere you're gonna see a giant being wielding this huge thing, this huge sword, and you're not gonna do what it asks you to do. I see why David took the giants down. Wow. Amazing times we live in, y'all. Still discovering this type of stuff. And again, I don't think it's discovery. I think they're just putting out the truth in our face. The truth has always been there.
Could you explain why Himalayan salt looks like meat? I'll give you a hint. We live on the remnants of a much larger past. It is believed that long ago, giants walked the earth. The Book of Enoch mentions a race called the Nephilim, giants that emerged from the union between fallen angels and human women. These beings were immense, powerful, and possessed knowledge far superior to human capabilities. Many buildings and details can be attributed to these giants. Think of the gigantic doors, the enormous tree trunks, and the colossal skeletons that have been discovered. But the topic goes even deeper. Tartaria was famous for its monumental architecture and advanced technology. Could the Nephilim have been part of this empire? Their great strength and knowledge could explain how such majestic structures were built, but there's...
I ain't gonna lie. That's what I think. I think that all the majestic structures that are built was built with the Nephilims. I mean, come on. The boulders are 6,000 pounds apiece. You can't move it with the stuff that we even have today. So it really makes me feel like they might be on to something.
There's more. The Bible says that God became furious because of the chaos the Nephilim had caused and sent a great flood to purify the earth. This
Oh, so that's what it was. The flood was generated to get rid of the Nephilim because they were so big that they figured that they would drown them with water, right?
Catastrophic event buried these giants, and all we have left today are their petrified remains. This leads us to another question.
That's probably why a lot of stuff was buried and why they digging stuff up. Because usually when you know, a tsunami or something sweeps the land, it covers everything with soot, dirt, it kicks up everything, it brings in stuff. That's probably what it was.
Could geology simply be fossilized biology from millennia ago? Have their
Right.
bodies fossilized into the pink salt we know
You might
today?
be right
It's
about
not
that.
surprising that this salt is known for its mystical and healing properties. What if it contains the essence of these powerful beings? Comment Nephilim, and I'll upload
That's
a video
crazy.
explaining their origin.
Look how big these swords. Hold on. Pause that. Look how big them swords are, yo. That sword is the size of a school bus, yo. Nah, seriously. Look at that joint. Just imagine how many heads was cut off with that joint. Just imagine how much wars was fought. Look at the edges. Boy, that thing looked like it could bring down a tree. Facts. That's crazy, yo. That joint look like that joint could bring down a tree, y'all. Seriously. Alright, let's see what they make. Let me mute that before they give me a copyright for that goddamn sound. This joint look crazy though, y'all. We gotta check that out. The Nephilim coming soon. When is it coming? In 2025? Something like that? Now this guy's bugged out.
1,000 years old right now. I just tell people I'm 33 because I don't age like 3,000. I don't age. I'm immortal. There's nothing new under the sun. My mother had sex with an angel, was born an immortal, and they didn't even know it.
You hear this? Let me tell y'all something. Now, if there's any ladies watching, listening, this is with all due respect. But these Nephilim, just imagine how big they wood was. And they was sticking it inside humans, getting them pregnant. Now, we just seen how tall they was. Like damn near the size of a building. Just think about it. Because they came down here and they raped our women. Right? So it makes you think like, what the hell? Let's see if this is another trailer of the same movie. Yeah, this is, I think this is the same. Yeah, this is the same one. That's crazy though, bro.
Nimrod, a mighty hunter before the Lord, the great-grandson of Noah, king of Babylon and Nineveh, and a mysterious lineage linked to the Nephilim and the Anunnaki. The Nephilim, the offspring of the sons of God and the daughters of men, giants who walked the earth before the flood. Genesis 6:4 says, "The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God came into the daughters of man, and they bore children to them." These
See,
were the
I just told y'all. No cap. These guys literally had sex and came on to the women. So I'm trying to figure out, like, did they stick it all in? Did they just leak on them? Like, what the fuck did they do? They fucking orgasm must have been, like, so much. Like, this is crazy.
were the mighty men of old, men of renown. We're told the Nephilim were mighty warriors and men of renown. The next mighty man appears in Genesis 10:8-9. Cush fathered Nimrod. He was the first on earth to be a mighty man. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Therefore,
What do they mean before the Lord? I'm trying to figure that out. Anybody watching, leave a comment down below and let me know what they talking about before the Lord. Break that down for me.
it is said, like Nimrod, a mighty hunter before the Lord. The beginning of his kingdom was Babel, Erech, Akkad, and Calneh in Shinar. From there he went to Assyria and built Nineveh.
Nimrod emerges as a prime candidate for an Anunnaki Nephilim hybrid lineage. His reputation as a mighty hunter and a powerful king could be seen as evidence of his superhuman abilities, traits that might be inherited from his divine ancestry. His ambition to build the Tower of Babel, an edifice reaching the heavens, reflects the ancient desire to contention.
Yeah, that's crazy. We gonna learn a whole lot today. Hit that like button on the way in.
This is the Adams timeline, and we're going to go through it really quickly, specifically
That's
to
real.
address
Let's go.
the path and the origins of the Nephilim. Now, this is in my niece's room, so if you see a bunch of hearts and flowers and everything, don't judge me too hard. So over here, about 6,000 years ago, it says 4,000, right? But it counts down to Christ on the cross, and then counts back up to the 2000 date we have now, 2023, right? And so you have the Gregorian calendar that was created like right in here, 1500s, and it reverse applied all the way back here, making this like, you know, the 700s and 600s. But during those actual times, it wasn't, 600 years after Christ. It was the Julian calendar. And so there's a little discrepancy between the Gregorian and the Julian calendar. But let's go.
Yeah, that's what I was having a discrepancy with. Let's go.
So you have Adam and Eve, and this is where we get the grace through faith, not works, salvation message. Abel reminded God of his existing promise, and it says that if you return God's words to him, they will not return void. And so Abel demonstrated that he had faith in God's grace. So we're saved by grace through faith, or faith in grace. And Cain tried to work for his salvation. God was pleased. Now, in the Muslim tradition, there were twin sisters called Jamila and Aklima, and this was actually to win the hand in marriage of one of the daughters, and he lost, and then he got mad and killed his brother. And so,
I never heard that story.
Okay. But Cain and Abel, Adam and Eve, they go through here, right? Now, right here, notice the advent of technology, right? And all this information. Oh, wow, now they're coming up with hieroglyphs and all these things, right? Leading up to weapons of war, and then the tablets, and then the flood, the deluge, right? My theory is that the Nephilim came in right around here. The 200 angels landed, started cohabitating with earth women, started sharing Gnostic wisdom with these people. That's where all these inventions came from.
That's another thing they said. They said that the Nephilims brung a lot of high technology and a lot of wisdom, and showed them how to make weapons and showed them how to be destructive. You feel me?
God wipes them out in the flood in physicality, meaning the children of the Watcher angels, who are the Nephilim, the half-breeds. They die in the flood, so they're drowned one time. They immediately go to Egypt and occupy the bodies of the Egyptians.
Wait a minute. So these guys are jumping from body to body? We got to dive in.
God drowns them again in the Red Sea, and then all the way up here in the life of Christ, we see them again cast into the pigs and drowned for a third time.
Now, this guy here is clearly mixing up the stories, guys. Get in my comment section if you think he's mixing up the stories.
And so these spirits that wander in a dry place are the Nephilim, right? Because they were drowned, they wander in the desert of sorts, and we deal with them today. These are the kind that can only come out through prayer and fasting, because they're trying to attach to us in the flesh so that they can eat and drink and attach to the physical world, not wander between them. This is also what ChatGPT is, right? It's the most recent interface. Before it was crystal balls and Ouija board, now it's ChatGPT, but it's always the same spirit.
All right, this guy might be a little right, but he might be a little wrong too. Wow. This is crazy. Look how tall these guys is. Is this camera tricks? Somebody let me know, is this CGI? I'm not sure.
I wonder why the American government wanted Gilgamesh, aka Nimrod's body, so bad. They inquired about him and buried Nephilim.
It's crazy. Look how tall they is though, man.
So a couple of days ago, you actually saw the first trailer for the Nephilim. This is trailer number 2 by Lone Lion from the Book of Enoch, the Nephilim. Roll it.
Step your audio up, guy.
Nimrod's kingdom is notably associated with the land of Shinar, which is often linked to ancient Mesopotamia. The cities he is said to have founded, such as Babylon and Nineveh, were significant centers of early civilization.
Right. Look how big
One
those
of the
is. Now,
most-
see, guys, that's the buildings I'm talking about right there. Check them out. Now, we all seen those pictures. We all seen those videos, right? And the doorways are so extremely, humongously wide that it makes sense now why those doorways were so wide, right?
Most famous stories associated with Nimrod is the construction of the Tower of Babel. While Nimrod is not explicitly named in the Tower of Babel narrative, Genesis 11, 1-9, Jewish tradition and extra-biblical sources often connect him to this event. The story goes that humanity, speaking a single language, sought to build a tower reaching the heavens to make a name for themselves and avoid being scattered across the earth. The Anunnaki, displeased with their pride and ambition, confused their language, causing them to stop building. And
Now, I'm really confused on whether it was the Anunnaki who did that, because it just sounds funny to me. I gotta reread this whole story again. I haven't read this story for maybe about a good 20-25 years. I remember a lot about it, but there's a lot of things that they keep switching up moving forward.
Scatter. In various Jewish, Christian, and Islamic traditions, Nimrod is depicted as a rebellious and tyrannical figure.
All right, he's on the right track. Let's keep going.
Who defied God. Some Jewish legends portray him as the king who opposed Abraham, and even threw him into a fiery furnace for refusing to worship idols, a story with similarities to the biblical account of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. In Islamic tradition, Nimrod is often identified with the ruler who opposed the prophet Abraham.
I don't remember hearing that. That's why I gotta read this story again, y'all. I'm learning just with y'all. Let's go.
According to Islamic legend, Nimrod claimed divinity and sought to challenge Allah. When Ibrahim called on
Nimrod tried to challenge Allah? That doesn't even make sense to me. We gotta dive in.
Nimrod to recognize the true God, Nimrod responded by attempting to demonstrate his power, such as by building a tower to reach the heavens.
For the
That was Nimrod's idea?
Babylonians, the name Babel meant gate of the gods. It is generally believed that it was given this name since it was the seat of the pagan cult of Baal worship. It was there that the tower was built to honor the pagan pantheon and to challenge the authority of the living God. Cush was the father of Nimrod, who became a mighty warrior on the earth. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. That is why it is said, like Nimrod, a mighty hunter before the Lord.
Oh, so that's why they said before the Lord. Okay.
The first centers of his kingdom were Babylon, Uruk, Akkad, and Calneh in Shinar. From that land he went to Assyria, where he built Nineveh, Rehoboth-ir, Calah, and Resen, which is between Nineveh and Calah, which is the great city. Genesis 10 verses 8 through 12.
According to some researchers, the Tower of Babel was an attempt by humanity to build a spaceport, a launch facility designed to reconnect with the Anunnaki.
Oh, okay. So since they've been telling us the whole time that they wanted to just build towers high to the clouds like they doing in Dubai, right? They actually was really building something totally technically difficult. Okay.
The advanced extraterrestrial beings who had once inhabited Earth. This idea suggests that the
Wow, so this guy looks like a reptilian or a gargoyle. That's what he looks like, the reptilians. The Draconians, that's what he looked like.
Anunnaki, often depicted as gods in ancient Mesopotamian texts.
Wow, look at this face, y'all. Look at the ears.
Had left Earth, possibly returning to their home planet, Nibiru. The tower, therefore, was...
And Nibiru is a ship that's 2.5 times bigger than the planet. They thought it was a planet, but they like, you know, how could a ship be 2.5 times bigger than the planet Earth? We haven't even been to the bottom of the ocean yet. You feel me?
Humanity's ambitious project to reach the heavens and re-establish contact with their celestial benefactors. Nimrod, the great-grandson of Noah, was a central figure in this
Oh, so Nimrod was Noah's grandson. So he definitely knew about the Nephilims and the whole flood and why that was even being performed. Okay.
And endeavor.
He had a one-up. Nimrod had a one-up, y'all.
Was not only a powerful ruler, but also a Nephilim hybrid, a being...
Wait a minute, he was both?
...with both human and divine Anunnaki ancestry.
So that's how, okay, so this is how he was able to get the people to follow him and believe him that he was extra stronger than Allah or something like that. Okay, I got it.
His extraordinary abilities and ambition drove him to spearhead the construction of the Tower of Babel.
So then he must have just like made the giants work for him and do some things, because it looked like a whole group of them right there.
Nimrod's goal was to create a direct link to the Anunnaki.
Wait a minute. So he was trying to... Wait a minute. So that's... Yeah, he definitely was trying to build like a launch pad or something for them to be able to come and leave and come and leave like a gateway. He was probably trying to build like a gateway.
Harnessing advanced technologies that had been passed down from these ancient visitors. The construction of the Tower of Babel, however, provoked the wrath of Enlil, one of the leading figures among the Anunnaki.
Oh, it's starting to come together now. This is why, okay.
Enlil, concerned about humanity's growing independence and technological advancements, saw the tower as a threat. He perceived it as an attempt by humans to gain access to the same cosmic power and knowledge that the Anunnaki possessed.
And you know, just like, now this to me seems demonic. Because why wouldn't you want the humans to advance? This is the same type of stuff like the Cabal and all of these gatekeepers, they do to us. Because they don't want to see certain people advance or certain race of people advance. They don't even want to see humanity advance.
In response, Enlil and the Anunnaki Council decided to intervene. According to this theory, the confounding of languages and the scattering of people were deliberate actions by the Anunnaki to disrupt the construction of the tower and prevent humanity from attaining the technological prowess required to challenge their dominance. This divine...
Yeah, that's the crabs in the bucket. Prime example of being held back. And let me tell you something. I witnessed this firsthand, so I know exactly how it feels to be held back. So this is what they're doing. They are suppressing evolution.
Divine intervention caused the project to fail, and humanity was left fragmented, speaking different languages and spread across the earth.
That's crazy that they would be able to do that. Only somebody with real technological power could do that.
Watch from the
Straight
Book of
up.
Enoch.
You gotta get your audio together, guy.
From these unions came the Nephilim, described as giants and heroes of great renown.
Who were the Nephilim? And what were the fallen angels? Were they really angels? If not, what were they? Now let's deep dive into this subject and find out more about it.
In the ancient world, tales of giants have always fascinated and mystified humanity. Among these legends, the story of the Nephilim stands out. Mighty beings born from the union of divine watchers and human women. Today, we explore the origins, rise, and legacy of the Nephilim,
doorways, y'all? You
as
see
told
it, right?
in the apocryphal Book of
Look
Enoch
inside.
and other ancient
stand up
texts.
high ceilings.
The Book of Enoch, an ancient Jewish text, introduces us to the Nephilim. According to this text, a group of celestial beings known as the Watchers descended to Earth on Mount Hermon. Captivated by the beauty of human women, these Watchers took them as wives, defying divine orders. From these unions came the Nephilim, described as giants and heroes of great renown. These offspring were not ordinary humans, but beings of immense size and strength, standing out in the early history of mankind.
one of the rising questions we get is, how did this woman give birth to these giants?
Right.
I think to answer the question is not that complicated. They could be just normal-sized babies that grew to be giants, just like a tree. First it's like a little plant, then it turns into a humongous tree.
The presence of the Nephilim on Earth brought both marvel and terror. They possessed extraordinary abilities and knowledge passed down from their celestial fathers. However, their dominance led to widespread corruption and violence as they used their power to subjugate and control humanity. The Watchers, along with the Nephilim, taught humans forbidden knowledge, metalwork.
Okay, so we got the Watchers and the Nephilims. Okay, now let's go. We're diving in.
Weaponry, enchantments, and other arcane arts. This influx of knowledge, while advancing human civilization, also brought chaos and moral decay as humanity grappled with the newfound power. Seeing the corruption and suffering caused by the Nephilim and their celestial fathers, God decreed a severe judgment. The archangels were commanded to imprison the Watchers, and the great flood was sent to cleanse the earth of the Nephilim's influence. The Great Flood, a cataclysmic event, was meant to erase the Nephilim from the face of the earth. Yet, the legacy of these giants persisted in the stories and myths of various cultures around the world. From the Greek Titans to the Norse Jotun, echoes of the Nephilim story can be found across different civilizations.
It's crazy. That's crazy.
It all started when a group of angels known as the Watchers descended from heaven tasked to watch over humanity. These angels' name translates to the sons of God and the sons of heaven. And we can see these angels spoken about in the Bible, as well as in the book of Enoch. The Watchers are described in 2 Enoch as looking like humans, but giant in comparison. These angels began to lust for humans, and this union is what created the giants.
Oh,
this union
okay.
is also described in the Bible in Genesis 6. The Bible reads, "When human beings began to increase in number on the earth, and daughters were born to them, the sons of God saw that the daughters of humans were beautiful, and they married any of them they chose." Then the next verse goes on to explain the Nephilim in the earth in those days. They were also terrorizing humanity, which is why God flooded the earth.
It's crazy. They really fell in love with women, boy. They fell in love with them. They said, wait a minute. These women is beautiful.
Have you ever wondered about the Nephilim? Mentioned in Genesis 6:1-4, these beings are described as the offspring of the sons of God and the daughters of men. Their name literally means fallen ones, and they are often depicted as giants. This brief but captivating narrative has sparked countless interpretations throughout history. The Nephilim lived during a time of great wickedness, preceding the Great Flood. Many scholars debate whether the Nephilim represent fallen angels, human rulers, or a mix of divine and mortal beings. After the flood, references to giants reappear, hinting that remnants of the Nephilim might have survived. Some suggest that they are connected to the Anakim, a race mentioned in Numbers 13, which terrified the Israelite spies. Their legacy raises questions about the nature of humanity and the consequences of hybrid beings. Did their corrupted nature contribute to the evil that led to God's decision to cleanse the earth? While their fate remains shrouded in mystery, the Nephilim story serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of straying from divine intention and the impact of choices on the world.
Right. Crazy. These they must have been like
so it says portal opens in public, right? And just watch this, bro. Just watch this. Look at this. And look at everybody run away.
Alright, boom. We diving in now. We're diving in deep. This was the footage that we've been looking for, y'all. We've been to the quadrant multiple times trying to find this footage. This is the footage right here from the mall in Miami when everybody ran out. Look.
Look at, no wonder no one was filming anything. Look at this. Wait, this guy's filming? Or is he on the phone? He looks like he's on the phone. No wonder no one took footage of it. It looks like the fucking sun entered the mall.
Word. That was crazy. That was crazy. We've been looking for that. We got it. We got it. Now look at this, guys. A Nephilim's finger is the size of your thigh. Now look at this, gang. Let's pause that. Look at his hand. Look at his hand compared to that. Look at a human's hand compared to a Nephilim's hand. Now, we didn't know how to make rings. We didn't know how to make jewelry. They showed us how to make jewelry. They showed us how to forge instruments. This was a forged instrument. Look, check it out. That's crazy. That's crazy, y'all. Hit that like button. Giants of the 1920s. Wow. Wow, that's like a werewolf or something. She's creepy. Crazy. Crazy.
The Nephilim are mysterious beings mentioned in the Bible, particularly in the book of Genesis. They are described as giants and mighty warriors who lived long ago. According to Genesis 6, 1 through 4, the Nephilim appeared on earth when the sons of God had children with human women. These sons of God are often thought to be angels, though interpretations vary. The Nephilim are described as heroes of old and men of great fame. Their existence was one of the reasons God decided to send the great flood to cleanse the earth, as humanity had become corrupt and filled with violence. After the flood, there are a few other mentions of giants in the Bible, such as Goliath, who fought David. The story of the Nephilim is intriguing and raises many questions about the ancient world, divine beings, and human history. While the details remain unclear, the Nephilim continue to be a subject of fascination and debate among scholars and believers.
Hey guys, this one here is crazy. And we dived all the way in.
The descendants of Noah's sons.
We dived in. Let me see something. Hold on. Listen, gang. I don't care what nobody say, but I truly feel like women that's looking for men with long feet, you already know what else they say come with that, right? I think this has been programmed in their DNA. Because every woman doesn't want a man with a little tool. So, you know, I put this together myself, and I truly believe, because I don't know, but I truly believe that NBA players, people that's 7 feet, 7'5", all these tall people are descendants of the Nephilim. If you believe that these are descendants of the Nephilim, get in my comment section, hit the like button, share that video, because we definitely learned a whole lot about the Nephilim today. And woo, more videos are on the way. Stay tuned.